She's going to give you a microphone, too, right behind you. I don't think you need it either, but those camera guys will get really...
I'll appease them.
Yeah, appease the media.
Appease the media. Very good. So what kind of deal do you think you need to cut if and when you become president in order to get term limits in place?
Oh.
How? What? Do you have to sacrifice a baby? What are you going to do?
I might have to sacrifice all 4 of my kids. But they're older now. They've lived a good life. Look, that is the biggest, hardest problem, I think, for any president to solve, because you really have nothing to do with it. You just got to try to persuade the people who you want to subject the term limits to vote to term limit themselves. And let me tell you something. If I do that, I'm going to retire. I'm just going to go, good night, everybody. I'm going to walk back through the curtain and be done. I don't want to make you that promise. I believe in term limits. I will advocate for them. I've lived with them. New Jersey, we have 2 terms for a governor. After 8 years, I had to go. It makes no sense to me. I had a guy in my state legislature who has served for 50 years. 50. I remember seeing him one day in the hallway. I said, like, at 40, you couldn't get everything done you wanted to get done? Like, you need 50? I mean, it is bad, and it is corrosive in Washington because they become part of that culture. They live there. They forget where they've come from, and it's bad. I'll advocate for it as best I can. But if you ask me, do I have a strategy to do it, except to try to embarrass them into it, there's very little leverage to be able to get that done, and that's why it hasn't been done. And not only hasn't it been done there, notice, the only place where there are term limits anywhere in this country are for presidents and governors. Why? Because the legislature voted term limits for presidents and governors. And then they say to them, well, are you going to sign it or not? And we sign it because it's the responsible and smart thing to do. So I wish I could tell you that I have a plan to do that. I can't, except to try to say you owe it to the people to be citizen legislators. That's what the founders intended, that you go like they did. I mean, George Washington had no term limits. He made it that way because he felt like 8 years was enough. You shouldn't stay longer. And every president till FDR followed that tradition. And it was only after FDR that we passed the constitutional amendment to require it. So we have a history of being able to do this, but the Congress has not been willing to do it. And I wish I could tell you I got like some, maybe hypnosis, something like that I can work on, do the watch back and forth. But this will be one of the biggest things to try to get accomplished, and it will be very, very difficult. I want to be honest with you about it. I wish I could tell you, oh, we'll get it done. Don't you worry. First 100 days. No. I'm going to try to use the bully pulpit to embarrass them into doing the right thing, and we'll see if I'm effective at it or not. I promise you this much. I will try, and I will try as hard as I can to get it done. See, I don't want to go people back here. Yes, sir.